There it is again.
I just don't. Why does it give me blue eyes?
It's the superior eye color.
I was about to say that definitely this is a race thing.
Well, they're not.
You know
Use both your eyes.
what?
They ain't lined up, dog.
They never were. It's just when they're open, you can tell. Oh shit! Is it Gouda or is that cheddar?
Gouda, my boy.
That's fucking. It look like white cheddar. I got a whole drawer of those, bro.
Can I taste? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 15 of the Big Sleep Podcast. Ernesto and Nick here. Welcome back.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
How was your week?
Oh, been hitting up that SteamDeck that I got.
I assumed that we would go right into that.
Yeah. You good?
Just me like trying to cough
Dying.
as quietly as possible with a freaking condenser.
No, I've been liking it. It's kind of this like bittersweet situation because, I that I'm not a huge fan of handhelds.
Yeah.
So I had like a realistic expectation of what type of games I could play.
Yeah.
And I don't like playing that. I found myself like laying on the couch playing that instead of being on the PC.
Yeah.
So
you
it's
also
like,
find yourself playing way different games than what you normally do.
yeah. Well, it's weird. Like the big ones that I've been playing on the Steam Deck right now are Deep Rock Galactic Survival,
which is it runs really well on there for some reason.
Yeah. Bomber Crew.
Okay.
And I started playing 7 Days to Die on it. And then lately, oddly enough, I've been like sitting on my couch playing Skyrim on it.
Oh yeah, I heard Skyrim runs pretty well on there. As
Yeah.
long as you have it on like 720p or something.
I'm running it on the 1280 by 800.
Okay.
Getting like 57 to 60, like almost 70 frames.
You know what game I really liked on the Steam Deck? I didn't finish it, but Dredge.
See, I've never played that.
You're essentially like a little
You're a
tugboat
boatswain, right? Yeah.
in like a Lovecraftian horror. And yeah, it's a pretty good time.
I've watched gameplay of it. But yeah, it's I don't know, I like it. I got the 512 version. And honestly,
Yeah.
of the library that I think I'm going to play,
Yeah.
I haven't even filled that. So,
Yeah, you should be fine.
um
Mine's nowhere near full on either the SD card, like about whatever the extreme, or the internal.
yeah. Well, I thought about buying the 512 and then purchasing like a 2 or 3 terabyte M.2.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll fill it up first cuz I've got a software where I can re-image it and not have to re-download all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, now I'm kind of just, I don't even know if it'd be worth it. Unless I do more on the desktop side. I was thinking about installing some mods for Skyrim, which it does not allow through. How does that work on the Steam Deck for like mods? Can you even do it?
I think I did a little bit of it depends on the mod. Like if it's like a drop-in mod, then you can kind of get away with it. Like if it just modifies a couple folders inside like the game folders. I mean, honestly, there's a way to get away with anything, but the easiest way was like drop in folders. I needed it for was it Space Marine, there's a like FOV mod because like the original game just has like a really bad field of view.
Yeah. Well, and being on an ultra wide most of the time, that's one thing
Yeah,
I noticed too. But like getting to the Steam Workshop on SteamOS, I guess I haven't dug in that far, but I haven't
yeah.
been able to find it. I was unsure if I downloaded the mod on the desktop version, if it would launch with it in SteamOS, which I would imagine it would.
I mean, I imagine the whatever the files have to be there
Yeah,
that support the
because
mod.
they share the same file um, hierarchy
Like whatever mod is saved to your save file.
on desktop should be saved to the same save file on
Hmm.
SteamOS.
Hmm.
Because
I'd
SteamOS
have
is
to look
just
into it.
running desktop with like big picture.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. If you, okay, sorry, I thought you meant if you did it like on your PC and then just like pulled your Steam Deck out and expected
Oh
the
no
mod
no
to run on your Steam Deck. And I'm like, I don't think so, but
no. Yeah, I had a saved Skyrim game that I haven't opened because there was mods on it, so I know that it's going to be like
yeah.
destroyed if I try loading it.
Monster Hunter Rise played pretty smooth on there too.
Yeah, I just need to find more games that have like full controller support and
Yeah.
relearn controller again. I've seen people
True.
playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on it, and they're using a FSR plugin on Decky that
Okay.
changes the DLSS to FSR, so it
Okay.
runs a little better. Which I don't understand why that's not like a built-in feature on either Steam or on like a third-party app that you can download on Steam to switch everything to FSR instead of DLSS.
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially for a handheld, it seems like that would just make sense.
It doesn't have FSR3 though yet, right? Like
It's
it's just FSR2.
3.1.
Oh, is it?
This
That's
plugin
cool.
that I'm talking about, yeah, it'll run FSR 3.1.
You Decky, that's right. You said Decky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't install Decky. I honestly I didn't need to. Like I played a lot of like indie games.
Well, and normally I can mess with enough settings to where it looks good anyway.
Hmm.
But the gameplay that I've seen of like Kingdom Come looks pretty rough, and I didn't want to
Yeah.
try playing that native.
I feel like at that point like save it for the PC
Yeah,
to some extent. I mean, I do understand like there's a certain part of like if you have a Steam Deck, then you kind of want to tinker anyway just to get things to run.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm still a little torn between that and the Ally X, just because
Oh,
of
really?
Windows base and more powerful.
Okay.
But I will say the battery life on the Steam Deck, holy shit.
Mhm. And the haptics. What do you think of the
Yeah, that's pretty cool too. I don't find myself using the trackpads much in games because they're like integer based. Like they're not analog, you know what I mean? Where you can like look around smoothly. It's more like tick,
yeah.
tick, tick, tick. Or maybe
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
something you can change. I don't know. But the
Um,
D pad's fine.
dang, dude. Wayfinder's on sale right now, 50% off. I'm probably gonna pick that up. Yeah, the D-pad. I like where like the controls locations. Whereas like I said last time, like when I picked up the ROG, I was just like, this feels weird. Like I don't like where the thumb, you know?
Yeah. Well, the Ally X is supposed to be like the enhanced version of the Ally,
Yeah.
like nicer.
Speaking of games, I did pick up that roguelike, that Dead Zone. And I was seeing ads. They got me. Is what it was. I was seeing ads on Reddit for this game. And I mean, as you know, I play Destiny and I like looter. games to begin with, and this
Yeah.
mixes in looter and shooter. Like you said, like a little bit of maybe like Risk of Rain, Gunfire Reborn. It just
In
like,
space.
yeah, you just run it and try to build the best way you can, and then you die, and then you know log off for the night. Do it again tomorrow.
Beat your wife.
Just beat something.
Holler. Uh, yeah, yeah. No, I like I would be down to play that.
Yeah, it's multiplayer. I don't know if it works well in the demo, but I'd have to see. Um, Speaking of games, I kind of want to dig around and see if this project's already been done. But I think I'm gonna make a list of double A or triple A at least, but maybe triple A and double A games from like the last year, maybe 2 years, uh, to see like where they've been made.
Yeah, like consolidate them and
Yeah,
what like country and
yeah,
publisher.
yeah. That's what I was thinking. Essentially, like the developer, where the developer was from, and then where the publisher was from. That way, it can show like games are shifting towards China, and even if the developer isn't shifting towards China, like the publishers already have,
Yeah,
like Tencent and all that. I almost said NCSoft, but they're Korean, I think.
yeah, yeah. That'd be interesting. I mean, a lot of the games that have come out in the last few years that I've enjoyed, both AAA and indie, have been like Slavic
Yeah, it is
or
Norwegian games. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Um,
I just gotta see if it's already done.
I'm sure there's some research points out there that would help already.
Right?
But other than that, I really haven't been playing anything new.
I know. Left me alone, and wow.
You got to hit me up.
Did you try WoW on the Steam Deck?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't working for me. I
Did
don't
you
have a
install the controller
controller.
mod
I found a
or turned it
community.
on?
Yeah, I found a community like controller mapping. There was only
Mm-hmm.
one and it wasn't good.
You got to get the add-on because like Final Fantasy does it really well. Like there's like gestures where you hold like L2 R2 and that's like what flips through like all your spells. Honestly, like I'm better with controller than I am like holding shift and doing 1 through 6 or pressing 1 through 6, and I'm terrible with key mapping.
Yeah,
So
I haven't even tried relearning key mapping for WoW. Like
right.
especially as a hunter build, I hit my I have like a if this then that. Like I start with bleed and
Yeah.
then, whatever. And then for my side ones, for my pets, I click.
Yeah.
So I'm like
Oh
hitting my
yeah.
hotkeys while clicking my pets' actions.
That I got called out for it already. Like
Yeah, I
I
saw
got
that.
called a clicker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that.
Feels good.
I mean, I don't see the problem with it. It's the same speed.
Um I guess maybe at our echelon it's probably like faster in mythic dungeons or something.
Yeah.
And I think if there's like a certain amount of snooty like, oh, you don't bind all your keys. Like you don't know your character.
Like I
You
could
haven't
see
been playing.
macros, like
Yeah.
macro every single skill
Cooldown.
to
Yeah.
where it activates my pet's like bite button
Yeah.
so that anytime I cast something, my pet's doing something. But I don't know.
Bite should be a lot of those are automatic. I remember pets were just like send them out, send and forget for the most part.
They have a normal attack that's automatic, but mine has like a never ending uh secondary attack that's just cooldown, but it's fast
Oh,
cooldown, so you constantly are sitting there clicking it. And
That makes sense.
yeah, they're not like building up rage or anything, so you can just keep clicking it over and over again.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the lion had. It had like a passive that stayed like with the little racetrack. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I leave those on.
yeah.
Um, the only one I'll turn off is like some snare ones if we're in a group because I don't want to like have a tank pulling and me snare one of
Yeah.
them. So I'll turn that off. But
I I want to say because I played a hunter a couple years back, and they got rid of like the 1-2 combo of like set a trap, shoot, and then like as like something's on the way in, it walks into your ice trap, and then like from there you just send your pet in, and like you can shoot it in the face you know while they're
yeah,
frozen.
yeah. There's not a lot of AOE stuff for Hunter. Like it's all
Yeah,
near field stuff. Like hit one and it bounces off of anything within 5 meters.
I'd have to look because I'm pretty sure they moved trap like all the way to like a different build. Hmm.
Well, at least for mine, because I do Beastmaster. Um,
Talent tree, yeah.
yeah, I don't have many AOE, or I don't even have traps at all. That might just be one of the other specialties.
Yeah, I started a mage. I think I'm level like 20 now.
I wouldn't mind
Enjoying that.
doing. One of my characters that I enjoyed doing was what is it? Like necromancer build.
Like Warlock?
Warlock, yeah. I like that.
Yeah, I think
Um
Warlock's gonna have like up to 5 imps now. It's crazy.
I've seen him running around.
Uh,
Yeah.
it used to be like everyone just had that Voidling thing. That was about
Mhm.
it. We need to play games that other people play.
Yeah, that would help.
I've noticed we've gravitated away from like, playing games with communities to like just doing what we want to do.
Well, what's everyone playing nowadays? Because I haven't seen much.
I don't know. I saw it couple people playing Helldiver still. Like Poe plays Call of Duty, which I don't think I'm gonna do anytime soon,
No.
unless they came out with like just a really really good zombies mode.
Yeah.
Uh, honestly, I wouldn't mind playing Marvel Rivals again. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where that fell off. I was enjoying playing it.
Yeah, I'll probably play some of that tonight.
Hell yeah.
Um, but then
Yeah,
yeah, I guess the other issue is finding things that like because some people are on console, some are on PC.
find the crossplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the people playing Helldivers are on controller.
I mean, I don't know. I find it to be a pretty casual game. Like maybe that's what I don't know. I don't have the draw to it. I don't know if I've talked about that on here, but like I have zero draw to that game.
I did when it first came out. Like I really enjoyed playing, and then it becomes very redundant. I mean,
Yeah. I don't know. And everyone praises the monetization and like the leveling system and all that stuff, but I already have this bad habit from like ARPGs and RPGs of like power level me, bro. And like in that game, that's all I wanted to do. Be like, I don't want to grind these levels. Like if it's about the adventure or the God, what's it called? I said it last time.
the journey,
It's the journey for that game. Like that's why I don't play it, I guess.
and there's not much of a journey for that game.
Yeah, I don't want to grind. And I like doing the same thing on repeat. I did Mephisto runs and Countess runs in Diablo 2 for like more than a decade.
Yeah, yeah. If there's something valuable to be gained from it, like I'm down to do the dungeon runs for
Yeah.
WoW because I'm getting my power level up for my items.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm accomplishing something.
I think that's it. If Helldivers was a looter shooter, like if there was a cache of loot and like or I could find random things, because all you can find is like one of the two types of credits.
And
You
then you
either find
use
like
those credits to,
yeah, regular gold or the monetized currency, whatever you know the one that you'd have to spend real money for.
yeah. I mean, Helldivers have good devs though. Like they're doing what their community wants, and the people that are playing the game appreciate that. It's not the same way that it might not entice us, but it's working.
Until Sony like screwed them over. I guess there's like I don't even want to say a number because I'm not sure, but I thought it was like 16 countries that you can't play Helldivers in now that you used to be able to.
Yeah, I remember the Sony drama is pretty much right when we got off,
Yeah, yep.
like where you had to
It was
link the
kind of
account,
validating. Yeah.
and then they rescinded that.
I think yeah. I mean, because I remember me and you said it when they did it. It's like, why would you enforce? Like, you need to incentivize this, not enforce it.
Right.
Be like, sign up on your PlayStation account, get a free helmet, and everyone would have been like,
Yeah, they would have been fine with that
bye, 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 bye.
rather than a pop up. They're like,
Yeah,
you can't do anything until you do this.
exactly. Yeah, people don't like being told what to do.
That too. Off topic here, but one thing that I saw a video on swiping through. What are your thoughts on Tucker Carlson? Do you like him?
I used to. I will say last time Trump was president, I used to watch more Tucker Carlson. And then, like, maybe towards the end, or like shortly after Biden took presidency, I was like, man, this guy's getting kind of old. Like,
So I've been the opposite. Like,
really?
yeah, I feel like the way he talked and behaved on traditional
Fuck.
media was just like whining,
Yeah.
whatever, like saying
He was
things
a
to,
doomsday.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, saying things to get the clicks.
Mm-hmm.
But like since he's gone independent, huge fan.
Oh. See, I shifted over to Ben Shapiro whenever I got tired of Tucker.
Yeah. See, and Ben Shapiro is kind of having the opposite effect for me. Like I
Really?
liked him in the beginning, and now he's becoming more mainstream
Yeah.
and whining and like clickbait, that type
See, I
of
haven't
stuff.
watched him. I haven't watched him in about a year.
Um, but anyway, Dan Crenshaw.
Yeah.
Okay, so the did you see that video? I don't know if I sent it. Uh, he was doing an interview, and like they're like, "Have you talked to Tucker?" Like after the interview, the mics were still rolling, and he's like, "Yeah, we've talked." And Crenshaw's like, "I'll fucking kill that guy if I ever meet him." And then he's like, "Oh," and then he
Is
stands up and he's like, "I'm serious. I'll fucking kill him." And Tucker responded on Twitter like, "Why don't you come to my house and do an interview? I'll send you my address."
interesting.
But I don't know what the deal with that is. I know they had some differing opinions on like national security and stuff, but uh, I don't know. People are kind of falling out on Crenshaw, and it seems like there's some talks about his net worth is kind of booming all of a sudden, and that's
Uh,
not making people happy.
you think he sold out?
Kind of seems like it,
Hmm. Especially during all this time of auditing.
right?
Oh, did you hear about over last weekend? All the federal employees that got the email on like a
Yeah,
Saturday, like late Friday or Saturday, saying like justify what you did this week.
yeah, and they're telling people to ignore it.
Yeah.
That's
I think
yeah, that's the other
Nebraska.
thing is like all these people are complaining, they don't have paychecks or whatever. Like all these people are defending government employees.
Yeah.
And the irony is like, hey, if you don't get this COVID shot, you can't come to work and you're fired or you're
Oh
kicked out of
yeah.
the military.
Get wrecked.
And everyone was like, hell yeah. But then government employees are getting laid off and they're like, let's commit an uprising.
Yeah.
Also, why do government employees think that they're exempt from layoffs? Like the regular people, you peasants,
Yeah.
are able to get laid off at your job at any time.
Well, I don't think that they think they're exempt, but I think they didn't think it was to this magnitude that like blanket across the force they're trying to get rid of people. Like big cuts. As for like justifying your job, why I can't relate is because I was a federal technician at one point. I resigned to go do other things, like because like there's like a lot of barriers, right? You're a federal technician, like you can't get bonuses if you're National Guard. Um, you essentially are like Area 3 or lower on all applications if you do try to go like AGR, ADOS, or anything crazy like that. Um, there's like really weird like if you apply for a new job, then you're almost guaranteed like a wage increase.
Yeah, because of
Like
the
the
step.
step,
Yeah.
yeah, the way the step systems work. So people would bounce between like WG, GS, and then like GS like 9 and 7 until they essentially step themselves out by like jumping jobs for like the first 8 years of their career.
Would you consider that waste, fraud, or abuse?
Uh,
Oh.
I think I mean yeah, I do think so. Um, but anyway, the reason that I couldn't relate to it is because when I was a technician, I had to account for my time on a time card, and I had to account for 15-minute intervals of my whole day. Now, don't get me wrong, my like sometimes it would blur together of like, yeah, 15, like you'd have the timeline, and I would be like, yes, for 3 hours worth of 15-minute intervals, I did maintenance on X, Y, or Z, but I mean, I still had to account for that time. And then like they had the books, of like a maintenance allocation chart to say like, yes, you've worked on this for 24 hours, and it says it takes 30 hours max. And I was like, yeah, it also says that's for a team of 6 people.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of living proof that if anyone is ready to be audited, a federal technician would have the receipts
yeah.
as opposed to
But
these other agencies that don't.
I guess that's why I can't relate. So, I mean, I know people that are currently like, oh, shoot. And I'm just like, man, I can't relate because I had to account for my time in that manner.
Yeah. So again, these people that are just kind of like suckling on the teat of the
Yeah.
American taxpayer are worried,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is a surprise to no one. So,
What, what throws me off is like the current political posture, like the people who don't want this, right? And it's just because it's Trump, right? If it was their idea, they would love it. But like the left want all these audits and stuff to go away, but like their unions have it 10 times worse. Like they punch card.
yeah.
You go into lunch, punch card. You're late coming back from lunch, like warning number 1 of 3.
Yeah. And again, that's more of a privatized thing. And they're complaining about the government workers not having to adhere to that, but
Yeah,
they're pro union.
yeah. Man, I'd watch people. I worked at a post office like off and on for a little bit, contracting, and I would watch people like walk from the break room, go punch back in, and then walk back to the break room.
Yeah.
Like it was just part of their, their watch or their phone goes off, and they're like, gotta punch in real quick.
Yeah. I mean, like Elizabeth Warren is a prime example of this, of flip flopping. Like
Yeah.
just years ago, she was talking about how all of these audits and the money should be publicized for transparency, blah, blah, blah. And then it's happening. And now all of a sudden she's like, no, none of that.
Well, it's because she made a blue million off of that board or whatever
Not only that, yeah, she made
that
millions off of
investigation board.
everything.
Yeah.
Her net worth is skyrocketed. But I don't know. That's all I got for like news anyway. But that one kind of stuck to me when I saw that.
Speaking of politics, so Trump, the Trump administration said Tuesday that it would be revamping the U.S. Investors' visas, increasing the funds required to secure the status, while dubbing there is a new option. While you used to be able to get a green card, and while you can get a green card, there is now a new echelon where you can pay and get a gold card for $5 million. So anyone applying for a visa, wealthy people applying for a visa, can now get a gold card. We're now on the gold card standard.
DLC activated.
That's so awesome.
Ultimate Edition.
Just microtransactions.
Yeah. Except
Your
like
citizenship.
it's mega transactions.
Oh
We'll call them
man,
macro transactions.
that's wild. 5 mil. I mean, I guess if you've got the liquid, like frame it, right? Put it on the wall.
I mean, and you would have a low likelihood of being a leech.
Yeah.
You know, just a thought. And I doubt that
Imagine.
you are going to be committing a bunch of crimes if your 5 mil is on the line.
Yeah. Imagine slapping your gold card down. I hope it's made out of real gold
I
too.
live here. Yeah,
Uh,
that's what they did when they audited Fort Knox. They just
yeah.
melted
That's
down all
it.
the bars. And did that ever happen? By the way,
I don't know. I know that I've heard the jokes of like when they open the steel vaults and there's nothing in there.
well, did you see that he wanted to live stream it?
No.
Yeah, Musk said that he wants to live stream them opening the vault so everyone can see it live.
I mean, good. I think that'd be cool.
It just seems like they're alluding to something. Like, why
Like
is Trump
what? Like,
saying I'm gonna be upset? Well, he's like, I want to check to see if the gold's there. You know, XYZ. Yeah, we have 8.133 metric tons.
gold?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, good. If it's real. We'll have more after this minerals deal. Actually, I take that back. I don't know what minerals are precious gems or anything that Ukraine would have.
See how much that is. I know we did the math. Gold is $2,928.95 per ounce. See how much money that is. 1, 2, 3. So like 840 billion
Yeah,
$313 million worth.
and I'm sure
Shows you what
that'll pay off.
happens. It shows what happens when we go off the gold standard.
Yeah,
Our debt's higher than that.
yeah,
And Trump wants to raise the debt ceiling by 4 trillion.
really. That's counterproductive to what he said he was going to do.
That's what I'm yeah, I mean unless there's some master plan, but um
He raised it a lot last time. He's pretty guilty. He raised it way more
yeah.
than Biden did.
Yeah. I mean he's trying to do it so that there's not a default, but the money that's being saved, if we want to kill inflation, it's like use that money to pay the debt.
Yeah. What do you think about everyone getting checks in the mail, like your COVID bucks?
Yeah, I did the math on that too. I don't remember if I talked to you about it, but like the current savings that we have, if they divvied that up to every tax paying American that does a tax return and is
Yeah,
eligible, current savings, it would be like $140.
like per person.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So do the math on that, and how much more will they have to cut to get to 5,000? That's a
Yeah,
lot.
let's do it. They should cut me. I'll go like shake the bell out front of Walmart or something.
Oh, I thought that was like a Buds reference.
Oh
Ring the bell.
no.
Same thing. I mean, you ring that bell, and next thing you know, you're ringing bells outside of Walmart.
Yeah, I wish someone would ring my bell.
I got you.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I
Get your gold card.
the math, man. Like crypto right
Yeah,
now, three
yeah.
months. Guess what percentage I'm down in 3 months?
Hmm.
30, 30%.
That's about what it blipped up though. Like for inauguration, right?
Yeah. So,
I
I
don't
take that
know.
back. 3 month right now. I'm down 37.2%.
I guess yeah, this is my question though, is like everyone gonna be like mad when their houses are worth less here in, the next couple months?
I won't be. If I plan on staying here, let it crash. I don't care.
That's my thing. Is like I don't plan on selling my house right now. So you telling me my house is worth less just helps my property tax.
If anything, I'll sell in the bubble and then go rent an apartment
Yeah,
until it crashes. Wait for a buyer's market.
that'd be cool.
But
You have to sell like right now, man.
yeah, I know. That's the downside. I put in an offer for like 30 acres of land,
And a mule.
and yeah, never got a call back. So I don't
They,
know.
they shorted you for 10 acres.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there, but
I don't know. I assume that they get blown up, especially out there by you. Like,
yeah.
I bet they get so many offers.
It's impossible to get land around here, especially anything over like 3 acres. I mean, if you can find anything,
Yeah.
big farm
I
community.
I was looking south of me, and it's like if you want anything more than an acre, you need $1 million, like starting.
Yeah, I believe it. That's why you just need to go northwest of you, and
Yeah,
things
it's
get
like a
better.
flood zone though.
Yeah, the 30 acres that I have, about half of it was floodplain, but not like a restricted flood zone to where you can't build
Yeah,
on it. It's like a 0.02% chance of flooding every year.
yeah.
So I was like, I'll take that risk.
I mean, honestly, it'd be good if you irrigated it. Probably be good farmland.
Well, the problem is it's river water that floods it, so it
Salty.
actually murders the soil.
Yeah. I don't know. What are they called? Like sand filters? You can get sand filters.
Yeah, that's the problem with the river. It's all silt,
Yeah.
so you just get like layers of silt, and it's no bueno. But
What
yeah,
are you listening to nowadays?
uh, I put on right now. It's kind of weird because I just put on like a Spotify like recommended playlist thing,
Yeah.
and it's like Blink 182 radio.
Geez, still?
Yeah, yeah. So it'll be like Blink, Paramore, Rise Against.
Man,
Yeah,
just living your pop life,
for
pop
real.
rock life.
I don't like honestly, when it pops on like Rise Against, I'll be like, hell yeah. I'll just sit there and listen to it. I liked Rise Against, so ironically.
What are you listening to, Nick?
Yeah, what are you listening
Oh,
to?
well,
You're like waiting for
uh,
it. I'm just staring at you.
for real.
No one cares what you have.
Um, Speaking of stuff, I ran into Paul in the gym. So he said he'd like to come on for an episode, just like I said last time.
What's he want to talk
Um,
about?
he said he's into the same shit that we're into. He's like I listen to your guys' podcast, and he's like I'm into the same games, same music. Maybe he didn't mention WoW, but he said he plays a lot of the other games.
Where the hell's he been?
I think he joined our Discord,
Oh, did he?
so that's a W.
Yeah, I don't know some of these Discord joins.
Yeah, they're from Reddit. I'm sorry. I was about to say I've been working, but no, we talked about music while we were in the gym, and man, I've been listening to Carcosa.
Is that what you
And
posted?
what I sent it to you the other day. Like it's just
Well,
super grindy.
you posted in the general like some
Yeah, yeah. Like my history, my
yeah.
recents.
I have
It's a lot
not
fucking
heard of
weird.
Carcosa.
A mirror. I know you've heard of a mirror.
Yeah. I used to listen to them back in the day. They're still making music?
Yeah, yeah. That song with GA is pretty. I don't know how to say it, GA or just Ga, but that was relatively new. And then, man, I hate to say it, we're like 6 episodes later, but that Knocked Loose album is like an instant classic in my book.
Yeah, yeah, I did like that. Knock Loose is good stuff. I don't know what it is, the
It's
Ankh or what.
and I've ran into a couple people that are like, oh, that's too, like comb hair over, like that's too mainstream. But I'm like, dude, shut up. Like it's so good.
It it was not mainstream though. Like it's
Yeah.
mainstream now, so you don't like it?
I think that's it, maybe, or the fact that like maybe it's because they were on, was it Jimmy Kimmel or whatever, made kids cry.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah,
I mean, you get that, then you have like Linus Sebastian on the late night shows
yeah,
talking about CES. It's like, what the hell's he doing there?
yeah. I felt like, I mean, I like Knocked Loose, but I don't know what it has to do with Jimmy Kimmel.
It was a weird one.
Yeah,
I mean, it had traction really fast, so that's probably why.
they have a black and gold Knocked Loose shirt that I've been eyeballing for like the last month.
Yeah, you
I
gonna
might
pick
have to
that up with
press.
your
I,
broken side shirt too, or
Brackets.
it just sounds like something broken side would have, like a built-in gold chain,
That's
like
the
stencil on the shirt.
Nope.
Bree Bree, bro.
Oh my god, I forgot about them.
Yeah, it's bad.
I can't, man, that was such a weird phase of music.
That was like post straight edge. Like straight edge
Um,
became a thing, and then this weird category started
MySpace,
coming out.
MySpace, popcore. I don't know, grind. It wasn't grind. It was like I think it was like maybe popcore.
I think I can't remember what the band was called, like Parkway Drive or something like that.
Oh yeah, I liked
Was
them.
yeah,
They were
Parkway
up there
Drive.
like Silverstein. They were of those likes, right?
Well, I'm not talking about a Skylit Drive because that was
Oh,
I always mix those two up. I was not a fan of a Skylit Drive. I don't think Parkview Drive. I'd have to find it, but I can't remember what they're called.
what's funny is like all those like little one-off bands that we don't even remember anymore. Like I remember
Yeah.
a band like straight out of high school or something like that, and like there was just like a bunch of really weird bands that just fizzled out, and we'll never remember them.
Well, there was like a lot of one hit wonders for
Yeah,
that category. Um, so yeah, I mean, you could come up with some like Carnifex.
yeah, Carfax.
It's like they had like two good songs, and it's
Yeah,
like, how do you remember? I'll have random band names like that pop into my head, and like, oh, Carnifex, yeah, and I'll look them up. I'm like, this is not
yeah,
good, and then you have to find what song you listened to that you did like back then because you don't remember the name.
bro. And the rest of them are such low quality.
Oh, all of them sound like they were recorded on a potato.
Yeah, wild times. I tried to go back and listen to Chiodos, and even songs that I was like, man, I love this song. I got like maybe like 20 seconds into it, and I was like, I can't listen to this.
I
This is
like Chiodos.
so much, man.
I liked Chioda's like angsty slow music.
I don't know if we've talked about this, but you ever heard of Isles and Glaciers?
No.
It was like the perfect, like, imagine if you grabbed the lead singer or the lead vocalist. Sorry, some people get mad if you say lead singer. Imagine if you grab the vocalist of each band from like that era, that generation, and then you put them all in one band, like Chiodos, Emerosa, Pierce the Veil. Oh god, there's more. You might already have it up.
What's it called? Isles and what?
Isles and Glaciers. It was a super group.
Yeah, first thing that pops up.
So yeah, Johnny Craig of Emerosa, Dance Gavin Dance. He got in a little bit of trouble. Vic Fuentes of I want to say Pierce the Veil. Mike Fuentes was also Pierce the Veil. Matt Goddard from Chiodos. Nick Martin from
Yeah, there's a lot. Chiodos,
uh,
Amorosa, Pierce the Veil,
oh
Receiving
yeah,
End of Sirens, Cinematic Sunrise.
yeah, yep.
Hmm.
Motion City. Or tour manager of Motion City. Yeah, big dudes. And like the album slaps. Like absolutely slaps, but no one talks about it. Like it was the perfect it would be like someone coming out with like a video game that had everything you loved and you played it and you're like, this is the best game I've ever played.
Yeah.
And then you never touched it again. And no one talked about it.
They're just short lived.
Yeah. I think
Did you ever?
it was just too good. It had
This,
no flaws.
this is kind. First of all, I had to look up a song name in the Google AI overview of what I typed in, and the search bar is like, no. But
Whoa.
it was pedestrians is just another word for speed bump. That's the
Oh
name of the
yeah.
song. It's abandon all ships.
Okay.
which I loved. They turned out to be like a Christian band. But if you type in pedestrians, just another word for speed bump, the AI overview says, no, pedestrians is not another word for speed bump. Like, please don't run anyone over.
Oh, man.
But they renamed that song to like, I think it was Take One Last Breath.
Banning all ships.
I used to listen to them quite a bit though. Yeah, they did. They renamed it to Take One Last Breath. But that they were kind of like a electronic core band.
Yeah.
And they actually got me into what's that other one that I mentioned?
Skylit Drive, Parkway Drive.
No, God,
Senses fail.
it's another like electrocore band.
A Bree Bree one.
No, Jesus, not that. Enter
Attack
Shikari.
Attack. Oh, okay. Hold
Yeah,
on. No, I'm gonna look up their genre. They were hardcore.
yeah, but like electronic core.
Oh, they were British.
Yeah, very obviously. They sing with their accent.
I thought it was fake. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
I think I saw them in
literally like
Omaha.
all of their word. Listen to anesthetist. It's like doctor, fetch the anesthetist. It's
Yeah, but
all
like
super British, bro.
I don't know. Everyone was making weird noises at that
No,
time, man. It's
that's
it's hard to
weird
not let not
noises. Yeah. Literally, yeah. They're the most Ed Sheeran looking motherfuckers I've ever seen.
know. Oh yeah, they look very James. They look like two first names.
Yeah. Like their family tree is just like a trunk with a couple of branches.
Chris Batten. Dude name is Rue. Rou.
I
Uh,
saw I saw Enter Shikari at Warp Tour.
see, I thought I saw him at So Cool. Maybe
Yeah, they
not.
probably played there too.
Circus Survive. I forgot about Scary Kids Scaring Kids.
Yeah.
They were
They
along
still
that.
pop up every once in a while for my music.
Thad told me that Attack Attack came out with a new album. I mean, this was like 3 or 4 years ago by now. But I remember at the time being like, oh, that's so sick. Good for them. And then I never listened to it.
2021,
Or
an
maybe I did
EP.
listen to it. And then I was like, this is not good.
Apparently they came out with a EP in last year,
Oh,
2024.
so yeah. Maybe that's it. So yeah, maybe it was only last year. I mean, the Devil Wears Prada stays up on their stuff. Like, those guys still make
They
bangers.
completely changed their stuff too, but it's like they grow their music
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
same rate that my
Mhm.
genres are growing. You know what I
You're
mean?
right.
Like
I think that's why I like them.
you're aging with them.
Yeah. See, like other bands are like, I can't scream anymore. I lost my voice. And I'm like, boo. You guys suck. You know?
Yeah, but I
Uh,
mean some of them like Bring Me the Horizon, good example. He
yeah, yeah.
fried his throat and then just started Southern yelling instead.
But I think like the Devil Wears Prada, the way that they brought their like Southern, like their draw into it, I think they did it really well. Especially I want to say about like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, they got like a little bit of like La Dispute flavor to them, where like maybe it's like slightly whiny, but it's like it's not like an aggressive yell, and he like fluctuates his voice more often. And I gotta say, I like it.
For BMTH?
For yeah, the Devil Wears Prada. The
Oh, Devil Wears Prada. Yeah, they got
yeah.
real Southern yelly, like rasp. What was that one with the chainsaw that they did? Do you remember that?
No. Like old songs?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's well. It's gonna destroy my internal clock, but I can't
Like
remember. Anatomy?
okay, yeah. Yeah, that was
Outnumbered was really good.
yeah, with the zombie or whatever zombie EP.
Zombie EP, yeah. That's the last one I listened to. When was that?
Oh, dude, that was forever ago. That was like 2011,
Ouch.
2010. They did a cover of Sour Breath. I don't know who originally sang it.
Oh my
You'd
god.
like it because
August
you
of
like acoustic.
2010.
Yeah, man, I told you. Julian Baker is the original acoustic artist of Sour Breath. So the Devil Wears Prada does a cover of it, and dude, it's pure gold. Like chef's kiss.
Sour breath?
Yeah.
And it's slower?
Yeah. It's
Hmm.
so good, man. I mean, you can't like lift to it or anything. You just like kind of sit in bed and cry,
It's like a Monday
you know? Yeah.
or a
Or
Tuesday. Don't
mhm.
even get me started about Wednesdays
Yeah.
or the rest of the week.
As you roll into the weekend.
Yeah. I just keep that
Yeah.
energy up. Just uh,
Mhm.
uh.
Yeah.
Dude, this week was rough for
Before
me,
bed.
man. Yeah.
It's Tuesday, bro.
It's it's my weekend now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was oh, so many shift changes and then dude, I sent you that picture. Like just un first of all, underappreciated profession anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the worst part about that picture I sent you is I was talking to somebody at work and they're like, "Hey, did you get your plaque?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "What? What do you mean?" And she tried changing the subject and I was like, "Oh, quit weird how you're," and she just didn't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "I'm getting the plaque." And then I come to work and it's just sitting on the table. Like the room's dark, all the lights are off. I go to the office, flip on the lights, and it's just kind of like sitting off in the corner of the office. And I'm like, what's that? Employee of the year with my name on it.
Jeez.
And I'm like, cool.
Dang.
I almost left it there too. I was just going to leave it. And then
Yeah.
one of my buddies showed up to work and he's like, hey, man. He's like, just take it. We voted for you or whatever. And then I felt bad. So, like, oh, it's the person giving it that has the problem,
Yeah.
not the guys who voted for it or whatever. But I was like, all right, sorry. But also,
You could
fuck this place.
use it as like a tray to heat up your like
Put my
pizza
coffee
party.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was more expensive than a pizza party,
Oh.
just less celebration, I'm assuming.
Uh I got a plaque from an organization I left about 3, 4 years ago, and they messed up the numbers. Like the guy who made it. So funny enough, me and this dude, I know you're not gonna believe this. We butted heads. Like he did not
Whoa.
like me. He did not like me, and he knew that I did not like him. So they made him make my plaque. And dude, this thing's like this big. It's like 2 feet, like diameter, like circle. And so yeah, whenever like he handed it to my supervisor and she handed it to me, it was just like, and I was just like, what am I supposed to do with
Here you
it,
go, you piece of shit.
man? Right. And they're like, yeah, we didn't mean to make it this big. He messed up by like a whole digit on the like
And what, 1
the
foot?
measurements. Right. Like we just add an extra zero, man. What?
Yeah. Damn.
We do my taxes?
Yeah, speaking of taxes, I didn't get shit back.
I haven't done mine yet.
I have to do that. I finished my taxes and now I have to do my biannual report for my business.
Yeah.
That's due by April.
Hell yeah, brother.
Brother. Yeah. Well, check out the Discord, everybody.
Yeah, I
It's
want to play
open.
games with people.
Yeah, you got to save Nick from his cringe Reddit run where he's like,
Yeah.
please, please, everybody come play with me. And then people downvote it.
That,
0 car. That was the
that
funniest
is
thing you've sent me. Like, hey guys, we're a group. We want people to play with us. It gets
not
downvoted.
one. No one comments, gets one downvote. Like,
Yeah, you lost your
yeah.
one upvote just for posting. Like, someone's
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah.
I told you it's because you put, uh, he said, and I quote, we're conservative. Okay, so you lost 50% of the crowd right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then he
That's what the
put,
downvote.
and then he put, we're also okay with diversity. So there goes the
Yeah.
other 50%. So cumulatively, you lost 100% of the
Yeah.
populace in one sentence.
I've always figured out a way to do that. Like, how do I just make everyone against me? Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I think that that's my leadership trait is I can walk into a room and just turn everyone against me. It unites the room.
Yeah.
Like, good for them.
Let's all fucking agree to ruin
Yeah.
this guy.
Yeah.
I've been used to it. Like, as a libertarian, I'm used to everybody not liking
Yeah.
me. So it's like, okay, I lose all the conservatives, I lose all of the liberals,
Yeah.
and I sit here smiling. I love it.
That's just life.
Yeah. My ask, like the video on whatever platform you are listening or watching this, and yeah, again, check out the Discord. Um, you can post your React content in there, and any other things, questions, whatever.
That's all I got, man. Just
Cool.
want to play games.
No.
Uh-uh.
Thanks for listening.